Developing a pipeline of new member companies relies on a personal knowledge of industry organisations and critically on relationships with key people who work for them. It makes sense then that the CRM process in Solve360 should start with companies and contacts. Let's see how that process might look in Solve360 by working with a demonstration example of a target company that we don't currently trade with and about which we currently have no information in Solve. First, we need to create a new company. We'll use an example of a company called Insights. Before doing so, we should check that the company doesn't exist in the Solve360 database by searching. As we can see, it's not there, so we can go ahead and add our company. We should enter the name. If we know it, a website. We should assign the company to someone within BPOG. And we should assign category tags. We'll say this is a large organisation and it's a target operations group member. Next, we would need to enter our key contact in this organisation. So we create a contact. Our contact at Insights is someone called Linda Melville. The minimum information we need to enter for a new contact is first name, second name, email address, the contact should be assigned to someone within BPOG, and we should also add category tags. Every contact should have the shared category tag so that it syncs through to Google Contacts. In this case, we'll also apply the Level 2 Coordinator category tag. We can now add the company name, and if we want to, we can describe how they relate to one another. So for example, there is also a background field, which in BPOG we're not going to use except where we know an old email address. Let's say the address that the contact had at a former employer. Solve will include that old email address in its search when looking for linked emails. There are other fields that we can complete here for a new contact, and we cover that in more detail in a separate video. But for now, that's all the detail we'll enter, so let's hide the form. If the contact has a LinkedIn account, you can set up a link to their profile. You search on Google and find their account. Copy the URL and then back in Solve, click on the profile icon. And paste the URL into the LinkedIn field. You can now see a LinkedIn icon, and this clicks right back through to the contact's LinkedIn account. Next, we should identify the contact as a revenue opportunity. So let's go to Track Revenue Opportunity and enter some details. We'll say this is a BPOG membership opportunity. We'll put a value on that. We can use these sliders to indicate how likely it is to come off and how far along the process we are. We can enter an expected closing date. We need to assign responsibility to someone within BPOG, and we can update the status. We can also add a simple note to provide background. So for example, the fact that we used to work together. We could set a task for a colleague, for example to provide further information about the contact. First, we need to create a task list. And then add a task. We can assign that. And add a completion date. Finally, so that we can view relevant emails relating to this contact, we need to go back into Gmail and link the appropriate emails. So in Gmail, we search for our contact. We select the emails that we want to link and apply the label Bioforum. And then back in Solve, when we refresh view, we can now see that the emails are visible in the white journal area. And that's the process for entering pipeline into Solve360. In reality, you probably know more than one person at your target company, and if that's the case, you could continue to enter their details in the same way to build the strongest possible database of CRM information.